This week, Ria and I introduce you to the colors of autumn as we four-wheel through Bear Lake. Then we're going to do foot traffic as we hike in Millcreek Canyon. And finally, it's that spooky season. Halloween Howl's on the way.
Beautiful blue water. It looks like the Caribbean.
Yes, it does, but that's not what we're doing today. No boating for you. Hi, welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth.
And we are up at Bear Lake. We are going to go out on a trail today, a ride called the Sinks Loop.
I've been riding this trail since I was a kid, so it's a lot of fun. It's fun to try it in a new rig, thanks to Nate, because mine are all old and beat up from coming out here every day when I was a kid. It's a lot of fun. And you can go for hours. You can ride for days out here and pack a gas can. You don't even have to go back. You can just stay out here and have fun.
So we left town from Epic Recreation, just there in Garden City, and came up Hodges Canyon, up Richardson Hollow, and then made our way over to Sinks. So it's been a good ride. It's been fairly low dust, and it's just really pretty right now with all the fall leaves changing and the smell of pine in the air. It's just really nice. So Sinks it's unique in the fact that it's close to town, so it's easy to get to, and it offers a bit of everything. So you get to go through the pine trees. Also, you get to kind of go through the wide open, more desert type sagebrush terrain. You know, it's just kind of a great place to come.
Beautiful ride. The weather's just fabulous. Nice fall morning. It's crisp and enjoying some of the views. Just do a little bit of research. There's quite a few trails that are open that'll accommodate side-by-sides or other vehicles. Some of them are 50-inch restricted. You want to be cautious of where those are so you don't find yourself someplace where you didn't want to be. But
we're out having a good time, enjoying the hills and riding around, just playing in the mud. My machine's filthy. I've had a good time and just hitting every puddle I can find. You can't beat these fall colors, and the lake right now is perfect. You go down, you play around on the beach, the water's still warm, and then you get to come up here and enjoy these views.
You know, anytime you ride up here is a great time because the trails are a little bit challenging. The scenery is beautiful, the canopies, it's like Thoreau on Walden Pond on motorized, right?
No, I totally agree.
But I think the prime week, we're just a week early because the colors are just starting to change, and I think by the time you see this, it's the time to be here.
For sure. It's spectacular, and it's warm and sunny, and the air is wonderful, and this is a great trail.
Yep. Well, right now it's time for us to go to this week's Where To. You hurry and get up here.
If you're looking for hiking trails along the Wasatch Front, there is no shortage of options. And whether you're a novice or an experienced hiker, the choices are endless. However, if you're looking to take one of your furry friends on the trail, the opportunities quickly become much more limited. Due to the watershed and the need to keep the water clean, no trails in Big and Little Cottonwood Canyons allow dogs. But in Millcreek Canyon, you can bring along your best companions on a great hike to the aptly named Dog Lake.
We're at the Dog Lake hike, Millcreek Canyon, and we're hiking to Dog Lake. It's nice and easy. You can take an old dog on it, and he makes it up just fine. He's Howie. He's old. He's a mutt. He's just a good boy. Loves it.
And with the leaves changing and the warm weather still lingering, now is the perfect time to get out and explore.
I think one of the major differences between this trail and the other ones is that this one has a lot more scenery views. It's definitely a lot longer, and it's a lot prettier, for sure.
We had a lot of yellow and orange views. The trees were changing colors and made it a lot prettier. When we were driving up on both sides, there was just orange all the way down. It was very nice.
Along with many dog owners, Millcreek is also popular amongst cyclists, as this area also provides a mecca of endless mountain biking trails.
Yeah, we're in Millcreek. We're riding mountain bikes. We just came from the top of Guardsman's Pass road crust down, and yeah, we're enjoying the season and the changing leaves. This is one of my favorite trails. I wait for it seasonally. The second the snow melts and the gate opens, I'm up here riding. Yeah, it's a good ride. Just trying to put in some miles and enjoy some good weather and yeah, get a workout. I like the dirt. It's brown pow on certain days. I like the technical ride. It's starting to cool down and the leaves are changing, and yeah, it's just a good ride.
As with any trail, once multiple user groups come together to enjoy the same area, trail etiquette and knowing and following the rules can go a long way to ensure everyone is having the best experience they can.
No, I don't mind it at all. I think there's trail etiquette and we can share the trail. I don't mind slowing down and saying hi to the people that are enjoying the trail just like I am, so yeah.
The whole way up here, we definitely ran into a lot of bikers and a lot of runners, and so just the whole time you have to be aware and make sure that you're being courteous of them and they're being courteous of you so you don't get injured.
To help trail congestion, Millcreek Canyon has divided the days between odd and even. On even calendar days, cyclists are allowed on the trails and all dogs must be on a leash. With the odd days, there are no cyclists and dogs can run off leash. So with proper planning, this helps everyone enjoy a bit more freedom.
Yeah, it does, definitely. Yeah, because on the days that we're able to ride, we can rip a little bit. And I like it.
The Dog Lake Trail features an upper and lower segment, which creates more diversity in your scenery. The upper trail is a bit steeper and around 3 miles round trip. The lower trail is closer to 4 miles, but much easier to navigate.
Yeah, there's multiple circuits, yeah. And then you can hop off and jump onto another trail and you can ride for another few miles. It's a good circuit.
Regardless of which route you take to Dog Lake, you'll end up at this hidden mountain gem.
There was just trees on both sides as you're walking down, and you just finished a hike, and then you can see the lake as you walk out the trees.
Good lake, good for dog to take a swim. Lots of water for the dog.
Yeah, I like everything about it. I like the shade cover, I like the trees. Millcreek is awesome, Crest is awesome, and you guys are awesome.
Hey, welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm Scott Huntsman. Hey, it's a beautiful day today in the fall, but this is a painful day for me. This is the day I have to put away my probably funnest toy, any of them I have, is my boat. And we need to get the boat ready for a long winter's nap. Now, there's a half a dozen ways to do this, but I'm going to show you my way and the way that I do it. So a boat like this, that's about 14 years old, is going to go for another 14 years easy without any problems because we winterize it correctly with all the coolers and pumps and extra kind of coolers that these things are equipped with now. There's a certain way that I do it just to safeguard that. So, hey, let's get started with this. I've got a handful of products here. We're going to show you each one of them. We'll get going with this and let's get her winterized. So before I get started really doing a lot of the winterization, there is one thing that I check that's important. One thing that can be a concern is you can get water into the oil at the bottom of the outdrive, and if it were to freeze, then that's going to crack this case. So I remove the bottom drain plug. I'm going to lose a slight bit of oil. In this case, I'm okay. Oil only. I have no water in the outdrive oil. That's a good thing, but I wouldn't know it until I check. Now I'm going to run the engine to get it up to temperature, but before I do that, I'm going to add my best friend right here to gasoline that's going to be sitting for a while. That's stabilizer for the fuel. I want it to mix in and get into the fuel injection system of the engine, so running it for about 10 minutes with the hose is going to do that for me. Let's get this product in here and literally just pour it in. Okay, we've been running the engine with the hose and with the rabbit ears about 10 minutes, get it up to temperature, get that fuel stabilizer worked in. The thermostat is now open. The engine temperature is at 175. That's where we want it so that it now is going to flow the coolant and the lake water through all the coolers, the oil coolers, the power steering cooler, etc. While that thermostat is open, we're going to work quickly. I've rigged up a nice piece of hose with the male hose end and a funnel with the rabbit ears. I can then get the RV antifreeze in. It's going to pump that through all those coolers, and that's how we're going to protect all those elements. My lovely, beautiful wife, Tanya's inside. She's gonna be working the key for me. Start it up. Okay, you can shut off. Last step with the engine. I'm gonna run a fogging oil into the intake manifold. This just gives it a treatment so when it sits all winter and the moisture that may build inside the intake manifold isn't going to rust any parts because we're going to have them fogged. That's the reason for fogging. So again, I'll have Tanya start the engine. A little bit of spray, just lightly, doesn't take much. And just like that, I've got it fogged. The last step is I'm gonna pull the plugs that are gonna drain the block and the exhaust manifolds. I always store it with all the fluids full. So the engine oil, the power steering, and the outdrive oil are all gonna be full and topped off if I need to. I don't wanna leave anything low. All right, guys. Hey, we're all done with this. Before I wrapped it up, I checked the batteries, make sure the electrolyte level is up and that the batteries are well charged. A well-charged battery won't freeze. I don't take mine out because the battery goes inside a garage. If you keep it outside, you can either leave them there if they're well charged and maintained, or just pull them out and put them on some wood, a block of wood, and keep a trickle charger on them. Anyway, they last for a long time. These are 14 years old. 14 years on original batteries in this boat is because I take care of them. Hey, I'm gonna have to somehow take care of my sorrows from putting away one of my favorite toys. So, you know, I'll figure out how to do that, but I'm Scout Huntsman. More at your leisure in a moment.
What a picture. Woo! Whoa, welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are looking down on Bear Lake, and this is part of this big loop that's taken in Peter Sinks and the mountains and all these different sites. But there's nothing to hit home like the fact that that's Bear Lake. They got everything here.
It's so family oriented. It's just a beautiful community.
Yep. Well, let's find out a little bit about what your stay would be like if you came up here.
Bear Lake's a very small town oriented, so in the summertime there's quite a few different places to go to eat and stay. In the fall it's a little slower, which is nice because there's not very many people up here. You can still find a place to stay that's really easy. There's hundreds and hundreds of nightly rental cabins that you can get.
Great little community with quite a few amenities for the size of the community. Very welcoming and warm. We enjoy having the visitors and like them to be up here and enjoy what we get to see year round.
So, I mean, in the summer, anything you could want. There's go-kart tracks, there's burger stands all over the place, rental cabins. As much as we love the raspberries, and I mean, the raspberry field is kind of what gave the town its start, so I think that's kind of our calling card. I'm pretty sure everybody that's lived here from knee-high has probably picked a few raspberries, a few flats of them, but make great shakes.
Epic Recreation's based in Garden City, and we just do rentals, but we have plenty of side-by-sides. There's trails in the area for all types of skill levels, so you can have beginners, intermediate, or if you've spent a lot of time on a side-by-side and you just don't want to bring it up with the cost of gas and everything these days, sometimes it's just easier to rent it. Just come up and bring warm clothes if it's not in the heat of summer, and we'll show you how to have a good time.
The people around this area are just amazing. They're down to earth, they're very accepting. You know, if you need anything, they're gonna be the first ones to help you. They'll do anything to help anyone that comes to the area. They want people to love Bear Lake just as much as they do.
Okay, everybody, this is the place the trail is named after. And those of you who've been watching Dan Pope do weather forecasts for years, you know it's his favorite place in the state of Utah. That is Peter Sinks.
Yeah, that little toothpick with it looks like a little marshmallow at the bottom. What is the significance of that place?
That is the weather station that radio transmits the weather data, which makes the meteorologists at the TV station so happy in Salt Lake because they always get the coldest temperatures of the state right from there.
I thought it was like in the nation. Is it just in the state?
It may well be the coldest spot in the nation. I don't know.
Well, we need to ask Peter, but we can't because he's not here anymore.
He froze to death the first year.
In the 1900s, early 1900s.
At least according to Brian Lundahl over at Beaver Creek Lodge, that is the story. Anyway, and Ted, you know, he's got a lot of great stories. That's why we love him so much. Anyway, right now, we are going to leave from here and go to this week's Along the Way.
Ghosts and ghouls are gathering in the shadow of Big Rock Candy Mountain. The time has come for the Halloween Howl, an annual ride along the Paiute Trail system. Brianne Johnson has brought her family for a day full of thrills, chills, and fun.
So we put the kids in a side-by-side and just went crazy back there.
It was so cool though to look in the back. We have the kids. I look over and no one's doing anything super serious. We're just having a great time, connecting as a family, out in nature. And then we pull up over the mountain and the views were insane. We live in the most insanely beautiful state ever.
Yeah, I feel like every time we get out and do this stuff, it's like such a good reminder that we don't do enough of this stuff. Like Utah's the best outdoor state, I think, of anywhere. It's such a good decompression from daily life.
And we don't dress up enough, right?
Yeah.
Families as well as machines donned costumes for the festive ride, which sets off from Hoover's River Resort, just outside of Marysville.
We became friends with the owners of Hoover's, and we loved the place. And when they were looking to have a simpler life, they asked us if we were interested in buying it. And of course we were.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's been around for so many years, and so, you know, just being able to keep that going, being a part of that is huge for us.
We just get to show up and it's all taken care of. The kids are trick-or-treating, we're fed, we're connecting as a family. So if you're looking for that thing for your family where you just want it easy and taken care of, this is your jam.
This is the spot.
But I love here that we get to do the trunk or treat.
I always encourage my kids to get the candy I like. They're like, I don't like that. I'm like, you'll like that. And then I relieve them of that candy.
Working with the same people who implement the Paiute Trail Jamboree, the newest owners of the historic Hoover's River Resort have embraced the spooky traditions of the Halloween Howl.
You know, we want to make sure, we wanted to do the Halloween Howl again at Hoover's to make sure that everybody knew that Hoover's is still their destination, and they're always welcome here and always going to be fun activities out here.
We were excited to be a part of it. We didn't really know what to expect. People have memories, I mean, going way back to their early childhood. It's a little scary, but it's also exciting to, you know, feel like you're a part of continuing that history.
Even though the season is coming to a close, Hoover's will be full of summer fun along the Sevier River starting on May 1st. And of course, the Halloween Howl will offer a frighteningly good time next year.
At home, they're just doing the same thing every Halloween, and this was a really fun way to change it up, do something a little different. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was awesome. Sometimes it's hard to say, let's get everyone together, let's go do something else. It seems a little overwhelming, but then every time we do it, it's always worth it.
You just have to do it, and I think, I always say for every 10, maybe 20 chaotic, stressful moments, it's worth it in that one magical moment when you're all together and you're in the side-by-side and the music's playing and you come up over the hill and you see the valley. I mean, it's just those moments that make it worth any of the chaos that it takes to get there. And every time we do it, we're always so happy we did.
Yeah, always worth it. It's always worth it for sure.
And nothing is worth more than making memories as a family. So be sure to register for the Halloween Howl happening next weekend. It's a day of thrills, chills, and family fun.
I always marvel at how rugged the mountains of Utah are and how every place you go in the state, they're so different.
Yeah.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are up near Bear Lake, riding around on the Peter Sinks Trail.
Yeah, and like you said, this is a young mountain, and because you can see how rugged it is, and I just couldn't figure out why they ever called it Peter Sinks, but now I know.
Yes, it's just, you can see it when you drive into it. It's white porcelain. It's got a little chrome thing at the bottom and a faucet on it, and that's Peter Sinks.
Kids, do not listen to anything that he says.
Okay.
He's a big tease.
Okay, but do listen to this. Find out about next week's show. Next week, Scott Huntsman is bringing you a spooky show filled with drag racing as he shows off all the fun that could be had at the Firebird Raceway Halloween Classic. Then, Skylar and Heather Dykstra are joining the Lone Peak Four-Wheelers Jeep Club. They're going to do some trail cleanup and some maintenance on a ride up Mary Ellen Gulch. And finally, Reese Stein is taking you to the land where one famous ghost ship was built and launched as he tells you about the paranormal side of the sea. Now, let's take a look at our contest winner. This week's contest winner was submitted to us on email by Cleo and her dad, and it looks like they're the lucky winner of a Clearly Tough windshield for their rig. Now, Clearly Tough offers the strongest windshields on the market. Visit clearlytough.com for more information. Congratulations to Cleo and her dad, and be sure to call us at 801-947-8888 or send us a message on Facebook to claim your prize. Last item to check off, our calendar of events. Let's take a look. First up, Saturday, October 26th, the 2024 Halloween Howl down in Marysville, Utah, which is the way to enjoy some awesome side-by-side trails while still getting the family out for the fun-filled day of Halloween costumes, spooks, candy contests, and fun. Visit Paiute Jam on Facebook and click on the Halloween Howl event for more information. Then, November 1st and 2nd is the 6th annual Fall Rally in Bullfrog Valley, which is an amazing way to get off trail down at Tickaboo and learn about some of the fantastic opportunities and history of the area. Visit NorthLakePowell.com to register today. Hey, we had a lot of fun stuff happen today behind the scenes, and if you want to check that out, plus all the other fun extras we have, sign up today for AYL 24/7.
Good stuff there. And we have to thank Epic Recreation for helping us today. Wow, they outfitted us. We had so much fun. The rigs are amazing. The tour was like phenomenal. Just great people and just a beautiful community. You guys are awesome.
Yes, indeed. And of course, as we wrap up every show, we say there is adventure in these United States of Adventure around every bend.
Just got to get out there and create your own adventure at your leisure.
Okay, raspberry shakes for all.
Woo, you're buying.